I got the Creative Director of the Year award, and how awesome was that? And I get to come back here today and get a promotion, and I get to be here today and host this for you guys. And I get to say that I'm also the editor-in-chief of Yahoo Style, so that's kind of really fun. But, of course, today I can't do this alone, so I get to sit here, well, stand here, actually, with the very beautiful Gigi Hadid, who is just beyond words, but she's going to be my co-host tonight, and we're going to be able to sort of move this along because I know everybody has places to be. So here we go, right?
Yeah, let's go. It's such a pleasure and thrill for me to be here tonight. I'm so deeply honored to be in this room with so many people that I look up to, some of who I've already worked with, and so many people that I look forward to working with in the future. So thank you for having me, and I'm so excited. So, congratulations to everyone.
All right, so let's get started. So I have to say, the first person up tonight is somebody who's actually been, is a legend in his own right. He's actually been an incredible arbiter and has influenced the pages of Vogue for so many years and has been an inspiration to so many people. So presenting the award to the honoree for September issue of the year, I want to present Andre Leon Talley.
Good evening. In Graydon Carton's September issue, you enter the world of Truman Capote, Morella Agnelli, the last ultimate swan who is mad about wicker, beautiful gardens, and fabulous clothes. Be bedazzled by the history of the legendary French Madame Claude, the keeper of a staple of pleasure seekers, the Grand Horizontales. Read deep into the tragic lives of two incredible icons, the late Isabella Blow and Lee McQueen. On a top note, you can marvel at the great photos of Mario Cestino and the VF International Best Dressed list, including everyone from the King of Bhutan to New York's Victor Cruz and Saint Laurent's incredible muse, Betty Catrou. In the Proust questionnaire, ponder the thoughts of Donatella Versace, who reveals her heroes are real-life muses, kids on the street, that's where the energy is. Not to miss James Wolcott's wonderful essay on the tired, worn-out red carpet. I agree. It is a world of exceptionalism. It is a world of perfect, imperfect, imagined, tragic, glamorous, self-made, the world of wonder, success, flames extinguished, flames dancing, the miracles of life. I am so honored to present this award to my dear friend and a great, great editor, Graydon Carter.
Thank you, Andre. Nobody knows as much about fashion or the history of fashion as Andre. He's dressed tonight. He can also perform weddings, just in case anybody wants to tie the knot tonight. And the Daily, to me, as a magazine person, the Daily and what Brandusa and her staff have done is create just the most innovative and original magazine to come along in decades. Yeah. And for those of us at Vanity Fair to receive this recognition from these sort of iconic parts of the fashion world is a great pleasure and gives us great joy. And on behalf of my incredible staff, including the art and style departments who are here tonight and who perform so many duties in every issue, but specifically this one, I want to thank you so much. This is something we will prize. Thank you.
Here to introduce the winner of the Fashion Creative of the Year Award is one of the most handsome and talented designers of all time. And I'm not just saying that because he hired me for his advertising campaigns. We love him for so many reasons. one of which being that he flew in from London for only a few hours to be here with us tonight. Please help me in welcoming the one and only Tom Ford.
And it was worth it. It's true. I landed at, I don't know, 3:30, and I'm walking out that door and getting back on a plane back to London. And there are only about 5 people in the world that I would do that for. But Carine Roitfeld is one of them. I think sometimes from the outside, people don't realize that in fashion, in the fashion world, it's possible to make true friendships. And one of the things, we all know Carine is beautiful, is stylish, is chic, has impeccable taste. We know that. But one of the things I don't know that everyone knows about Carine is that she is one of the most loyal, true friends that anyone could have. In fact, it's her honesty and loyalty that I think make her so good at what she does. She makes everyone that she works with better. Whatever you do, whether you're a photographer, whether you're a designer, she makes you better because she tells you the truth. Sometimes you might not want to hear it, but she tells you the truth. And that's what makes Carine, Carine. So to my dear friend, Carine Roitfeld, I'm so happy to present her with this award. Carine.
It's a very important night for me, so sorry for once with the emotion. I prefer to read. That's bad English. So thank you so much, Fondusa, and everyone at the Daily for this award. In life, and especially in fashion, there are few people with great talent, and you feel blessed when you meet them. To work in this world, you need to be surrounded by people who trust you, believe in you, and follow you. Tom, who is left, thank you for flying over just for me. Thank you for all those years of Virgo collaboration. You being here tonight means a lot for me. It's a proof of our strong, loyal, and timeless relations. It's a proof of love. And you were my best English teacher. I don't know what you think tonight, but. And here I want to thank Jonathan Newhouse, who was the first to give me the editor-in-chief position, and I learned a lot from him. And thank you, David Carey and Duncan Edwards, for your crazy but genius proposition, for giving me the chance to show my work in 30 Harper's Bazaar all around the world. Fashion is a lot of surprise. It's about creativity. It's maybe not the most important thing in life, but in the end, it contributes to your happiness and it makes you feel beautiful. Fashion brings new talent in your life, and I would like to thank Joseph Altuzera for always being inspired by our wardrobe. And Kep Hutton, I will never forget the day you did the cat dance for me in my CEO office. Remember? And Gigi, you are an example of what I like, because I'm obsessed with girls so different from me. I like them blonde with a beautiful décolleté, and maybe it's kind of my Marilyn Monroe syndrome, no? And thanks, Vlad, Julia, and Romy. I don't know if it was always been good to put you in this fashion world, but when I look at you are today, you look happy in your life, and you handle it very well. I always take risks in fashion, and what I really need right now is the enthusiasm of young, talented people, such like Michael Avden, Sebastian Faena, and the energy they have in making this story happening. Maybe I have the recipe to a good picture, but I like to share with the people I love. Of course, I would like to thank Tom again for the dress. As you may see, he knows me perfectly. And my last sentence will be a special thanks to Stephen Gann, who was my big friend before being my partner in CF Fashion Book. Fashion is about dreaming, and one of my dreams, almost 20 years ago, was to do a magazine with you. So that's done. And someone is missing tonight, but without him, I will never get this award. So thank you, Cicely. And thank you, everyone.
Come this way.
Okay, completely fangirl. How cute is that? Oh. Oh. Have a seat. Okay, I completely fangirled over the next presenter. I have to say that, we all know her in this room. So you may know her from television. You may know her from the runways of Marc Jacobs. Maybe you even know her from a Givenchy campaign, or maybe just a 20 million plus followers on social media. But I have to say that I geeked out on her, and I thought it was sweet, but maybe she thinks it's creepy. But here to present the International Magazine of the Year, Kendall Jenner.
All right, well, growing up, I remember all of my friends being so obsessed with Superman, Batman, and the Power Rangers, but my superheroes were always the supermodels. I even remember putting together this little book for my mom of pictures of me that were so ridiculous, and I told her that I was going to be a model when I grew up. So, but yeah, years went by, and my love for fashion continued to grow, and magazines became a bigger and bigger part of my world, and eventually that started to include the international ones as well. The first time I discovered Love magazine was one of the issues where they had so many of my favorite supermodels on the covers, and from that day on, I made sure to find it every time, every single season it came out. Filled with all of the glamour and power that I loved seeing so much, I realized that the magazine's editor-in-chief, Katie Grant, had this fantastic way of doing fashion in a really cool way, but always managed to make it fun. Fast forward to my very first time doing New York Fashion Week, my agency called me in and told me that I was going to be meeting her for the Marc Jacobs show. I was so nervous, kind of like I am right now. Lucky for me, she was super nice and made me feel comfortable right away. Even luckier for me, she booked me for the Marc Jacobs show. Since then, we've shared many different adventures, including my very own cover of Love. Her contributions to the fashion industry as a constant source of new ideas and breaker of boundaries is a beautiful reminder to all of us that this business was always meant to be a celebration of creativity. It is with great honor that I present her with this award for International Magazine of the Year, the editor-in-chief of Love magazine, my fashion superhero, Katie Grant.
So sweet. Thank you. I always get so nervous at these things, so I'll be quick. I want to thank Jonathan Newhouse for letting us do the magazine that we want to do and supporting us for 6 years now. He's everything that an editor could hope for. My publisher, Catherine Russell, who makes it work financially. She's brilliant. Marc Jacobs for inspiring me every day I work with him, and I love you so much. All my friends who are here tonight, Luella, Katie Hillier, Tabitha Stewart, Kevin, Champy, but Richard Haberley, Alessandra, and especially my very handsome, very patient husband, Steve.
Okay. The next award goes to the business mind behind one of my favorite magazines. I read every issue cover to cover, and I promise I pore over every ad. Here to present the Publisher of the Year award tonight is one of the most respected luxury consultants in the business. Please welcome Miss Lauren Harvey. Karen Harvey. It says Lauren. Karen. How are you?
Well, I am so pleased to be here tonight to honor Kevin O'Malley and to present Kevin with the Publisher of the Year award. Kevin has an impressive list of accomplishments, and in his 3 years at Elle, he's broken many records, but mostly he's an innovative, brand-driven, really forward-thinking leader who I have deep respect for. I first got to know Kevin and Robbie when we met for tea one afternoon to discuss our shared passion for envisioning the future of our industries. We talked about the importance of mentorship and our shared desire to really explore the intersections of fashion and technology. My firm was launching Fashion Tech Forum, and we were looking for the right partner who could understand how important the emerging talent pool of this generation was to the success of our industry's existing brands and to the companies of the future. It was during this conversation that I realized that one of Kevin's many talents was his ability to think broadly and globally, and that he had a genuine dedication to creating organic partnerships with luxury fashion and technology brands. That meeting led to many months of working closely with Kevin, Robbie, and their teams, and the Founders of the Future Challenge was born as an opportunity for 3 startups to compete at Fashion Tech Forum, an annual conference we've created. Kevin's immediate understanding of the goals of the conference demonstrated that he has true vision. On a personal level, I truly appreciated that Kevin and Robbie were willing to be a first mover with this endeavor when most companies would have hesitated. And this is a real testament, Kevin, to your capacity to reinvent and to disrupt. So Kevin is receiving this award not only for his numerous accomplishments, but also for his ability to break through the boundaries of one medium. Your leadership, your innovation is always helping your consumers across multiple channels. And with this 30th anniversary coming up, I can really see how you and Robbie are leading the next generation to change. I've seen how you and Robbie work seamlessly together, and anyone who knows you, Kevin, knows that we're inspired by your infectious enthusiasm, you have unbridled curiosity, and your vast knowledge of the fashion industry is truly inspiring. So with that, it's my great pleasure, Kevin, to present you with this award.
Thank you very much, Karen, for those very kind words, and thank you very much for being with us tonight on my behalf. I really appreciate that. I'd also like to give a quick thanks to, an important thanks to Brandusa, there you are, and to Paul for your recognition and for all the great efforts that you have put forth over the last several years, not only with your publication in terms of it being a pipeline and so vital, as great in reference, but just in terms of creating this event for this industry. Thank you both very much. I'm truly honored to receive this award tonight, particularly in the company of the many outstanding honorees that I have known through the years. Makes it even that much more gratifying. I'm very proud to work at Elle, and I think it was a rather interesting transition for me coming from the men's side for so many years. And I thank David Carey and I thank Michael Clinton for this opportunity that has been just so fantastic. LUS remains the cornerstone of a very, very big global network, and it's really largely due to the great work and long tenure of our amazing editor, Robbie Myers, and her fantastic editorial team. And I'm very grateful to work with someone of Robbie's caliber. She's a fantastic partner, and she has just been so committed to Elle's ongoing relevance and success. Regardless of what side of the business all of us work on, and there's a very diverse group of people here tonight that really, represent the fabric of what this industry is all about. But I really think there's a connective thread in that fabric, and I think it supersedes any of the personal attributes that any of us bring to our passions here. And a bit cliche, but I think in business it so often proves true, and that is it takes a village. It takes a hugely committed, passionate team. And that is certainly true, I have seen, in running a very large multi-channel brand. And were it not for my best of class team and all their collective efforts, I would not be receiving this award. I'd like to thank my staff, and I'd like to acknowledge my management team, which I don't know where you are, but Blair Schlumbum, Liz Hodges, Justin Tarquinio, and Peggy Healy. I'd also like to take this opportunity to recognize the many leading global brands that believe in Elle and support Elle. You're wonderful partners, and the things that is most gratifying to us is not only the ability to collaborate with you, but to drive innovation with you. That's exciting, that's fun, that's transformative, and that is the future of our business. So to all of you, thank you so much for your continued support of our efforts. On behalf of all the talented people that contribute so much to Elle's tremendous success, I salute you, and I receive this award with you. Thank you all very much.
I shared the hallways with our next presenter at Hearst until a couple months ago, but I've always had respect for him throughout my entire career as being really one of the visionaries who's really broken boundaries in doing the things that we do. And I have to say, so I'm very excited. So here to present the Social Media Award? Yeah, the Social Media Award is V Magazine's editor-in-chief, creative director of Harper's Bazaar, and of course, the winner of Magazine of the Year from last year's FMA, Stephen Gahan.
As a magazine editor and creative director, I'm always on the lookout for who might be the next big thing. Whether it's an underground pop star performing in clubs on the Lower East Side or a 16-year-old in New Zealand making music on the internet, it is one of my greatest pleasures to discover new talent. Sometimes it's in his or her skills that you know you've found something. But most often, it's just a feeling you get in your gut. You meet someone and you just know they are going to be a star. A great discovery for me was a young girl from the Midwest a few years ago who was at that point modeling in swimsuits and Sports Illustrated. Ivan Bart called me up one day and told me I had to meet this girl called Kate Upton. It was 2011, and we were shooting a story with Stephanie Seymour, and I told him to send a new girl over. Kate, 18 at the time, walked into the room in a way that could only be described as sassy and saucy. Yes, the minute I met Kate Upton, I knew she had huge potential. My team jokes with me that I get obsessed with shooting certain subjects over and over. After placing Kate in multiple inside stories in both Harper's Bazaar by Terry Richardson and V by Sebastian Faena, her first fashion magazine cover was the inaugural issue of Corinne Reutfeld's CR fashion book shot by Bruce Weber, and then a special edition V cover by Ines and Vinute. After all that, I was beginning to see their point. Kate is just one of those people with something special. More than just being a model, she has a Marilyn Monroe quality to her that not only creates excellent pictures, but company as well. Her positivity and sense of humor are infectious, touching just about everyone she works with. It's no wonder that now she has set her sights on Hollywood. Of course, before I recognized her, Kate was recognized by about 1 million other people on YouTube, thanks to a certain infamous dance video at a basketball game. Everyone thought she would be a flash in the pan, not right for the fashion industry. In the New York Times, dated February 13, 2012, a Victoria's Secret casting director said she was too blonde and too obvious, and that she would never work in fashion, and that they would never use her in a show. With countless magazine covers and over 1 million Instagram and Twitter followers, I can't help but wonder what the casting director is thinking now. Well, that's what I love about Kate. She persevered against convention. She didn't just overcome discrimination, she rose above it, using her immense internet following to push her career forward, and ultimately changed the conversation about size and beauty in an entire industry. In short, she has surpassed my wildest hopes and expectations for her. So it is with my great pleasure that I present the award for Model Social Media to my dear friend, Kate Upton.
Wow, thanks, Stephen, so much. That was so sweet. I'm so inspired by you as an artist and a visionary and icon in this industry, and to have you standing up here and say those things about me is so amazing. I feel like I've done a lot in a couple years. But social media was a great tool for me to accomplish all those things. It gives you the opportunity to show your personality. I've always been a talker, and I feel like on shoots sometimes people want me to quiet down a little bit, so social media was a good outlet for me to get all that out, all my opinions. I think it's amazing how the fashion industry is really embracing personalities now and giving more power to social media, especially by even having this award. So I'm really happy to be here, and I want to thank everyone at the Fashion Media Awards and Daily Front Row, and thank you.
So raise your hand if you are a fan of Orange is the New Black. I am one of the biggest Orange is the New Black fans, and I think Sebastian Fine is a fan. And I think that if there's one thing I've learned from watching the show, I hope it's one thing that I'll never have to use, but if I go to jail, I would want to be friends with Sophia, because she's always fabulous, and I would want to look fabulous if I was in jail. So anyways, here to present an award tonight is not only an incredible actress, but an amazing advocate who has inspired so many, and has recently graced the cover of Time magazine. Please welcome Laverne Cox. Oh, there she is.
Oh my goodness, what a room. There are some amazing people here tonight. Make some noise for yourselves. Make some noise for yourselves. Fashion Media Awards. Yes, the party can start early. It really can, it can start now. I am so honored to be here tonight. Carol Lim and Umberto Leon are true innovators and risk takers who are constantly challenging our expectations of the fashion world. Their fall-winter 2014 ad campaign for Kenzo is truly a sight to see. It's a creative collaboration with a collective known as Toilet Paper, which I think is fabulous. And the ad campaign really, every time I see it, it makes me want to revisit the imagery, and even more importantly, it makes me think differently about the visual world around me. And I love the idea of thinking, making people think differently about the world around them. I am so honored to present this year's Ad Campaign of the Year Award to Umberto Leon and Carol Lim.
Thank you so much to the Daily for this amazing honor. We've obviously grown up loving ad campaigns, and there's so many amazing ones out there, so this is one of the biggest honors for us. Thank you, obviously, to Toilet Paper, our which, if you guys don't know, Toilet Paper is a collective of Micol Pierpaolo and Maurizio Catalan. And without them, I think, the imagery couldn't have been as amazing as it is.
Also, we want to thank Eric and Sophie from Kenzo for your support. I think we always bring kind of crazy ideas, but I think you always trust our vision, so thank you for letting us take the brand kind of to the outer limits. And thank you to our friends and supporters who are here with us tonight, and also to Brian from Black Frame, who have always been there to advise us, so thanks.
Thank you.
When it comes to styling, I have to say, though, you can pretty much count the greats on one hand or two hands. And I have to say, the next presenter is definitely one of them. And beyond that, he is probably one of the nicest people working in fashion. And you can always count on his smiling face in the front row. So here to present the Television Personality of the Year Award is W Magazine's fashion director, Edward Enifel.
Thank you so much. It's an honor for me to be here this evening to present the award for Television Personality of the Year to my sister, Naomi Campbell. The first time I met Naomi was 23 years ago. We were on the cover shoot for ID magazine, and I was a very young stylist, and to me, she was unquestionably the most beautiful woman I had ever seen. And she still is. On the day of the shoot, I remember being taken aback, not only by her beauty, but also by her personality. She was funny and innocent, baby woman with a sharp wit, an eagle eye, and generous to a fault. And thus began sort of a lifelong friendship, really. Naomi Campbell is a force of nature, as most people know. There's no one like her. She is powerful and girlish all at the same time. And she captivates the world so much in the process. In short, she's a true star. Richard Avedon, Michael Jackson, Herb Ritts, Gianni Versace, Saint Laurent, Stephen Meisel, Azzedine Alaïa, and Nelson Mandela. Throughout her 27-year career, she's worked with every major figure in every walk of life, really. In 2012, she burst onto our TV screens as executive producer and mentor on The Face. It was a show where Naomi shared her wisdom with fledgling hopefuls, whilst at the same time lacing each episode with unforgettable one-liners. Who could forget the quote? Like, you better check your lipstick before you talk to me. Or my personal favorite, when I'm mentoring you, you need to write notes down. She showed the world the funny and humorous, endearing side that all her friends know and love. As many mothers have reassured their children, beauty is only skin deep. Personality is what really matters. Naomi is a blueprint of what happens when you're blessed with both. The award for Television Personality of the Year goes to my dear friend and muse, Naomi Campbell.
Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you, Edward, my brother. Thank you to the Daily Front Row for this award. And thank you to Shine and Oxygen for giving me the opportunity to executive produce The Face. It's been an amazing experience. And we worked really hard to create an authentic show that prepares women for the real world of modeling. And I hope it's given viewers an insight into what our industry is really about. But the thing that's provided me with the most pride is being able to mentor aspiring young models. The girls in The Face I've been continually impressed with their passion, their drive, dedication, and willingness to do whatever it takes to be a successful model. I know I can be a sergeant major, and it's just my nature that I want my girls to win. But I love coaching, And that's what I think attracted me to doing The Face, was the mentoring aspect, or attracted me to doing reality TV in the first place. Since the show, many of the girls have gone on to do major campaigns in advertising, see them in billboards, and I'm extremely proud. And I know that you'll be seeing them also on, well, there's many future things to come out. The ability to mentor my girls and share all that I've learned from 28 years in the industry has been truly rewarding and gratifying. And that's the reason why, well, I said that, oh, I do television? Okay, next thing. Everyone in this room, everyone in this room is passionate about our industry. And we all want it to continue and to strive. So what I asked you all to do is to do our part in making sure that we mentor the next designers, the next photographers, the next stylists, and the next editors by sharing our knowledge and experience from the industries that we can make it a stronger and better future. Thank you for this award. It's a privilege to be in the spotlight for developing talent. Thank you.
Beauty has become such an important and fun area of creativity in this industry. We're always so excited to see what beauty media has to bring next, especially in the digital space. Here to present the Beauty Innovator Award is the president of Maybelline New York. Please welcome David Greenberg.
Hi, everybody. No, you don't have to know who I am. That's okay. I've been in the beauty business for 21 years, and in a couple of countries and in a lot of brands. And after 15 seasons of being associated with fashion and the Maybelline brand, I can say I've really learned a lot. And I want to especially thank Brandusa for welcoming the Maybelline brand into the world of fashion, guiding us and helping us do things in the proper way. Our sense of purpose is a pretty simple one as a brand, and I think we all try to live up to this every day. It's to empower all women of all origins to make their mark and change their world. And the Beauty Innovator of the Year does just that. And I want to just give you a couple of numbers because in this world where all of us have a following, my clout score is about a 7. If you know clout, the average is a 40, so I'm not so good. But I'm getting there. But I'm going to talk about Ying Xu and her audience, just to give you some astounding numbers. 12 million, of course, readers of Glamour magazine. She has 8.5 million monthly uniques on Glamour.com, another 2 million on Lipstick.com, and Glamour Belleza Latina as well has an enormous following. And of the many things I've done in beauty in my life, I spent a number of years in Mexico managing our beauty business there, and I can tell you this audience loves beauty. In our sense of purpose, we try to help people, and Maybelline is an inclusive brand, and if I had known that was going to happen, I would have worn powder. And so influence and thank you. Should I take that personally? A little darker. Anyway, so influence and helping people, it's what we try to do. We're a brand that's been around 100 years, if you can imagine. In the early days, you know, we spread the word by newspaper and I guess Pony Express, and today with an audience of 60+ million people. And if you've spent any time reading what Ying writes, you'll be amazed at how honest it is and sincere, how interactive and involving it is. Her readers respond and she provokes them, which I think is the way people like to interact with the media today. I loved Ying when I first saw that her top 10 list of products, must-have products, actually ended at 9. And I said, this is the kind of person that has independent thought, a little bit of a reverence and an attitude. She also talked about mascara and put out there the idea that Maybe boys, when polled, don't particularly think mascara or makeup, for that matter, makes a difference. And I would say those are the kind of boyfriends you want to drop right away. The other thing we know today is for young women, it's a challenge. If you poll women under the age of 25, 80% of them say that the beauty standards have increased since their mother's generation, and they're yearning and starving to make their mark on the world, and we're trying to help them do that, and this is what Ying does every day. So on behalf of Maybelline and everybody who is involved, we thank you and invite you to take this award.
Thank you, David. I'm glad the beauty lighting is back. So thank you, David and Maybelline, and thank you to the Daily Front Row, especially Brandusa and Alexandra. This fantastic congratulations goes to Team Glamour Beauty, many of them who are here, Patricia, Lindsay, and all the editors whose creativity and wicked smarts keep the stories in Glamour, in Glam by Itza Latina, and on lipstick.com always fresh, always insightful, and always gorgeous. And a shout out, of course, goes to all of our wonderfully talented artists and collaborators, Serge, who's here definitely tonight, Charlotte, Tom. You guys do great things to keep us forever inspired. It's such an honor for me to represent the beauty world here tonight in the company of such incredible fashion icons. An icon herself, Glamour, turned 75 this year, and she has never looked better. Thanks to Condé Nast and to the vision of our brilliant leader, Cindy Levy, Glamour and the millions of women who come to her for advice on our many platforms are guaranteed to look amazing for the next 75 years and well beyond. Thank you.
Okay, so our next presenter is actually a personal hero of mine, and really not because I used to have dreams I was the president of her fan club, or the fact that we've collaborated on countless photo shoots, or even the fact that she's one of the original supermodels, but because of her passionate, dedicated fight for improved maternal health care around the world with her organization, Every Mother Counts. So here to present the Fashion Photographers of the Year is the person I'm the president of the fan club of, Christy Turlington Burns.
Good evening, everybody. It is my absolute honor to talk about these people. Inez and Vinood, they need no last names. They have them, but they don't need them. They are an incredible team. I had the good fortune to work with them the first time, probably about a dozen years ago. I was in school at the time, or maybe it was like 15 years ago, and I was at school at the time, and there wasn't a lot that could get me to come to a studio at that point in my life and career. And I'd seen their photos, I'd heard a lot about them, and so I was intrigued, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll try it. Mark was involved. We were doing a V cover, and right? That was the first time, right? So I came to a studio literally from class, spent the afternoon with Inez and Vinood, and they took an incredible portrait that still is probably one of my favorite pictures. And I think what's unique about it is that our careers together were kind of, like they were starting and I was sort of perceiving my own career as being over. And we kind of crossed each other. And I thought, oh, that's nice that I got a little feeling of what's coming, of what the next generation is. But they've continued to pull me out of my rabbit holes, and I every time I'm grateful because what they have is a very unique talent to make the subject feel like there's nobody else in the room, like it's just the three of you, and sometimes that's really hard to do in this work. And I think I could count on one hand the photographers that I have had that kind of connection with in my decades-long career. And the number of those people is even smaller if I think of the ones I can count on as friends. And Inez and Vinood are very much people I could call friends. So I'm so privileged and honored to present you tonight for Photographers of the Year.
Christy. Thank you so much for being here with us. Your grace, both as a model and as a mother, is endlessly inspiring to us. You're truly a role model in showing that beauty can be a springboard for changing people's lives through your incredible foundation, Every Mother Counts. Thank you to the Daily and Brandusa for recognizing the importance of fashion photography and film in our industry with this inaugural award. We love our job so much, and for so many reasons. We love putting the designers' and editors' ideas into the context of a life of a woman to show her dreams, her environment, and her magnificence. It's this exchange of ideas between the brands, us, and the great teams of art directors, stylists, hair and makeup artists, set designers, choreographers, editors, DPs, producers, and agents that gives us the energy we have been thriving on for the last 25 years. But we love nothing more than the exquisite human beings that come across our lens path. If at the end of our workday, the model leaves the set more happy and more fulfilled than when she walked in, we feel that our shoot has already succeeded. And we would especially love to thank our dear friend Stephen Gann for taking care of us since 1994 and for introducing us to literally everyone in New York City. Our gratitude goes to everyone that was ever in front or behind our lens, and specifically to our great and loyal teams and our crews at VLM Studio, Stereo Horse, and the Collective Shift, and our agent, Jay Choi. And last but not least, to the beautiful boy that is so endlessly inspiring and hopefully a future collaborator, our son, Charles Star Matadin.
Peace out!
Before continuing with the show, everyone at the Daily Front Row would like to thank the sponsors and partners for their generous support in helping produce tonight's event. A special thanks to Evan, Cointreau, Wolford, Nicholas Foyat, and our presenting sponsors, Maybelline. And finally, our sponsors, Gibson. I, for one, am very honored to be here on behalf of Gibson and to be a part of the Fashion Media Awards. We as a company are dedicated to creativity and enhancing the richness of lives, and likewise, all of you in the fashion business are dedicated to the same. So it's particularly rewarding to be a part of it tonight. Tonight, we had the privilege of supporting you all. So on behalf of Henry, CEO of Gibson Brands, we wish each recipient the very best. And now, please welcome once again, Josie and Gigi Hadid.
Okay, by the end of this, you guys are gonna think I'm TV obsessed, which I kind of am, but anyways, any Homeland fans? Yeah, another one of my favorites. It's so exciting to have Carrie Mathison amongst the fashion world tonight. She's won, I need to get this right, 2 SAG Awards, 3 Emmys, and 4 Golden Globes. Here to present the last award of the evening to the 2014 Fashion Magazine of the Year, the beautiful Claire Danes.
I realized today that W Magazine is a lot like Carrie Mathison. It's intriguing, mysterious, compelling, and often a little crazy, in the best possible way. The most interesting magazines, like the most interesting television shows, are worlds unto themselves. And Stefano Tonki, the editor of W, has created a brilliant, fascinating world that is always surprising. When I open an issue of W, I know he will enthrall, engage, and yes, sometimes shock. He will shock us by what's inside. And I love that feeling. Boo! So, it is with great pleasure that I present Stefano Tonki and W Magazine with the award for Fashion Magazine of the Year.
Thank you. Thank you, Claire. Thank you for this great introduction and your very generous words. With your intelligence and wit, you have been really a fantastic fashion companion through many years at this point. I mean, Claire is the best person. You can sit next while you are waiting for hours for a show to happen or something to really move on the catwalk, or some of the makeup artists to finish putting the final touches, and Claire is perfect. She has always something to say, and we share so many stories. Thank you, Claire, for really doing this and being with me tonight. I'm incredibly honored, and thank you, Brandusa, for making this happen. To be here and to receive this award. But, you know, magazines, like movies, are really the work of a lot of people. I mean, behind every cover, every word, every image, there is really so much work. People sometimes give it for granted that, you know, you look at the picture and you think, oh, what a nice picture. You don't know how much work goes behind it. When you see a great cover and the collaboration between an artist and an actor, you think, oh, maybe they found the picture, maybe they put the two pieces together. I think the people in this room, they know how many phone calls, how many scheduling and work goes into it. So this award is really for my staff, for the people that work with me, the people that put in it so much passion every day. You know, they put like the talent, but really also the passion. Starting with my photography and art department, fantastic, and my fashion and style and beauty departments, and then my really beloved feature editors. They fight so much for every story, for every word in a magazine that is image-driven. I mean, that's what we communicate with, but words are important, and I think that has been one of the contributions that I would like to know that you appreciate it, and that's why I'm here, and I'm getting like the award for, I mean, you're giving the award to W Magazine as Best Magazine of the Year, not as Best Fashion Magazine of the Year. That I think is a great idea. I also, behind every, you know, kind of great magazine today, there is a great website, a great web team. I really, you know, have a great group of people working there, and there is a great publisher and advertising teams that believe in what you do, because if they don't believe it and don't understand what you are doing, they don't know how to sell it. And then nobody would advertise in the magazine, and we would not have a magazine. So I thank them for like the great work and understanding. 2 years ago, we celebrated our 40th anniversary. I consider myself one of the guardians of what this magazine is, something precious, something special, something unique. Mr. Fairchild, John Fairchild, started this magazine, you know, 42 years ago, and he was passionate about the lifestyle of the rich and famous. He really like wanted to know what people eat, how they sleep, where they sleep, who they sleep with. I think we add like a lot of images, but that's still the mission of the magazine, and I feel like I carry on that mission. People before me, you know, Patrick and Dennis, they did a great job to continue that, and I feel like I'm just one of the caretaker of these precious things. And the fact that I'm receiving these awards is telling me that you like what I've done, and I didn't destroy it. I didn't fuck it up. I want to thank Mr. Cy Newhouse for picking me, choosing me personally as the editor of this magazine, for trusting me, and Condé Nast for giving me the resources, the freedom to carry on my vision, never doubting my editorial choices, never like doubting like the risk that I take every month. So thank you.
So congratulations to all of tonight's honorees. Thank you everybody for coming. I know it's already a really busy night and the beginning of a fashion week, but what a great way to kick it off. Thank you, Paul, Brandusa, everybody at Daily Front Row, and Fashion Media Awards year 3 next year, right? Anything else, Gigi?
I have 3 things. 1, thank you, Daily Front Row. 2, thank you, Tom Ford, for my dress. And 3, I don't think we can end the Fashion Media Awards without a selfie. So if everyone could smile, that'd be great. Thanks. Thank you. Have a good day.